welcome to West Country Wanderings. This is more of a vloggy and less tripoddy one today. So I've got my handheld Joby on, so excuse you if it is a little bit more jittery. It's just the nature of where I'm filming. I'm actually filming from home. I've just walked from home. Well, it won't be my home much longer, for only a few more days to go. And I'm just walking towards the hamlet of Ash, which is about 2.5 miles to the west of the town of Dartmouth. We're at the crossroads, the road that's come out of, well, it's about 1.5 miles outside of Dartmouth now. We're actually going to be heading down this lane here towards the hamlet of Ash in the opposite direction. Just round that way. Sorry, got the sun in my eyes now. It's that takes you to Strawberry Valley, which has got the beautiful Fast Rabbit Farm gardens, which I can highly recommend if you're ever in the Dartmouth area. So it's only literally about a 10-minute, probably less than that, journey from Dartmouth town centre. Beautifully restored gardens, so named after a dog that the owner had, and he always went chasing after rabbits, and the owner thought that the rabbits were faster than what his dog was. I do remember actually driving through Ash when I first moved to this part of Dartmouth just over a couple of years ago now, and seem to remember it was a really nice, pretty hamlet, although the road beyond the hamlet is pretty much impassable unless you've got a very hard-wearing 4x4, because although it is a road, it's not what's known on OS maps as a metalled road, so it doesn't have the grey tarmac, and it's very, very uneven and broken up, even by Devon South Ham's country lane standards. We've just come down the lane that direction, and we're just going into the heart of the hamlet, just past this wonderful old well. Can't see any water running through it at the moment. A lot of duckweed in the bottom there, and we haven't actually had much rain. We're now 2nd of May, and we've had a little bit of rain. However, tomorrow, which is May Day bank holiday here in England, we are about to have an absolute deluge of rain, and I think I just said on the radio we've got 40 or 50 mile an hour winds. So I thought I'd make good use of this evening's light before we have to batten down the hatches tomorrow. A couple of weeks ago I actually was looking at the map. I like to browse maps, and I discovered nearby to here, well, between here and Slapton, which you'll be familiar if you follow my channel, I came across a hamlet by the curious name of Hansel. Yes, actually spelt as in Hansel and Gretel. And you can't actually gain access to the village via car. It actually involved a 3-mile walk. But I uncovered another valley and another river which actually flows into Slapton Lea, which I wasn't previously aware of. The name of the river escapes me, but I'll put up a subtitle below. Now, this was the road that I drove up a couple of years ago before I realised the error of my ways, and you can see, yes, it is indeed not metalled. It looks like there was some bits and pieces put down many years ago, but it is very, very broken and uneven. That is a lovely valley across there. Just beautiful. And the farm opposite, they've got Holstein Friesians. which is unusual in this part of South Devon. That really is an absolutely glorious valley there, with the 2 oak trees just coming into leaf. And the town of Dartmouth is 2 miles behind me as I talk into the microphone. But it's a world away. It's bank holiday weekend and Dartmouth is very, very busy. But here it's glorious quiet, save for the noise of the birds and those high stone Frisians moving on the right of me across the valley. Now, some of you may have seen my Bluebell Wood walk vlog, which I did last Sunday and put up middle of last week, which is over the other side of the Dart at Kingswear. It was at Longwood, but all of the hedgerows at the moment seem to be very, very delightful, with lots of bluebells springing up everywhere. Please let me know what they're like in your area. Yes, the hedgerows here are an absolute delight at the moment. I'm not too sure what time the rain and the storm is supposed to come for tomorrow, but I can say that it's actually feeling quite cold here. The temperature has dropped. I think it's now about 6:30 in the evening. Just have another look. There's a place here called Ashwood's Retreat. I guess it's maybe a campsite. I'm not sure. I've not seen it before. Just have a look across the valley. Another view of the road, and you can see that though there's not so many potholes as one there on the right, the main issue here is the high ridge in the centre of the road. Often Devon lanes have a green strip running down the middle, but this one is particularly wide, but it's also particularly high, so it can catch ordinary vehicles round by the sump area of your vehicle if you're unwary and unprepared for these types of roads. Just above the hedgerow on the left of the lane, you should be able to make out the sea, although it is a little bit grey because we've got mixed clouds. It is quite bright this evening. As I say, the temperature's dropped quite noticeably. And the sea there, that's the coast, which is situated between Stoke Fleming and the village of Street. Yes, they said on the weather, just as I was coming out property, that this bank holiday weekend, or indeed tomorrow, is going to be some of the windiest, wettest and indeed coldest May Day bank holidays that we've ever had, which is which comes on top of obviously April being one of the driest months that we've ever had. But it still feels quite chilly for this time of year, though we've got a fabulous spring with all the flowers out, and we have had a cracking April, and I'm not complaining at all the weather that we had, which was good. I got out and do lots of filming. It has been quite on the chilly side still, and still having to put the heating on in the evenings when I get back from work. Yes, I think I'll be spending tomorrow editing this video, so it should hit later this week. I've actually got, as I record this is Sunday evening, I've got 2 videos premiering on Tuesday evening, and one after the other in actual fact. If you have a look at those, perhaps you'll realise why I've done it that particular way. And as I say, after this one it may go a little bit quiet because of the move and the packing of boxes and everything else associated with that. But if you do get out the chance to get out, and depending on the weather, and when I've got a bit of free time, I will hopefully fill a little bit bits and pieces, but there'll probably be one or two of the shorter types of the shorter bites, which is the playlist I've got on YouTube currently. Yeah, the lane here, a lot of Devon lanes don't mind going up hill and downhill very, very steeply, but the lane here is quite a bit of an engineering feat. It seems to be following the contour and keeping quite a level gradient at this point. It would be suitable for a canal or a railway, but there certainly aren't any canals or railways in this particular area. Talking about canals and railways, when I do get to Cornwall, some of the areas that I'm thinking about covering, in terms of canals, you're probably aware, if you do watch any of the many canal YouTubers that live on narrowboats, that there aren't many, or certainly hardly any, canals in the southwest. By the southwest, and I mean the area that I cover, with particularly Devon and Cornwall and bits of Dorset and Somerset. There's hardly any at all. There is probably the main one, although it doesn't link to the network, is the Great Western Canal, which is in the Tiverton area in mid-Devon. And in Cornwall we also have the Bude Canal, and both of those is something that I hope to cover in future vlogs here on West Country Wanderings. And in terms of railways, one of the things I want to look at is the Treffry Viaduct, which goes over the Newquay branch line at Luxullian, which is not that far from Eden Project. And also I'd like to cover the history and do a vlog on the former line between Chasewater, which is between Redruth and Truro, and the way it goes up to Newquay. So Newquay used to have two branch lines. The current one, which extends to Parr on the main line, and it used to then continue on through Perranporth down towards the Redruth area. Sadly that is no more, but there is an impressive viaduct on that line, and I believe one of the halts is still in existence. So hopefully we'll go and have a look at that over the next few weeks and months. So something to look out for on this channel. Love that name. Yes, the Ash Rescue Centre does fantastic work with horses, rescuing poor horses that have been treated badly, and sometimes they also look after retired horses. A few months ago I was reading a story in the local newspaper, and actually they took a horse that was used for, I think it was the South Wales Constabulary, I think that's the right name, and it was transferred down here. Because of the narrowness of the lanes though, the transports that the police used couldn't get down these lanes, so they had to transfer at the local garden centre and utilise the garden centre's car park to get the horse into one of the rescue centre's horse boxes, so it could be taken to this location into the fields. So I'll show you at the moment. I don't know if any of the horses, it's probably getting later in the evening, so they may not be out, but we'll just go down and have a quick look. The work on this hedgerow was actually replaced the winter before last, winter of 2019. I remember seeing the gentleman's name who did the work had the sign up for about 6 months. Fantastic job that he's done. One of the traditional local crafts of building this hedgerow up with the hawthorn bushes there, which has been laid across the top of the old stone wall. Before it was looking rather barren and forlorn, with part of the stone actually crumbling away, which he repaired, and then put this the hawthorn on the top, and has created this wonderful diverse habitat. Now, not continuing on this lane much further, suffice to say that if we continued on this lane, probably for about another half a mile, will actually end up in a location you will be familiar with if you watched the vlog I did on Blackpool Sands. And the second part of that vlog, after I spoke about the Battle of Blackpool Sands, we went to Embridge to see where Christopher Robin Milne lived, and this lane actually takes you down to the bottom of the valley of the River Black, down to Embridge Mill and Eor's Cottage, where Christopher Robin Milne used to once live. Curious curve on the trunks of these trees here. Beautiful evening light now. Just make out a couple of the horses from the ARC, the Animal Rescue Centre. One there and another one there. I don't like to get too close to these horses because some of them have come from backgrounds where they may have been abused, and the temperament, they're trying to train them to use a temperament, so they can be very, very fragile and very, very nervous horses. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tour of the hamlet of Ash and the walk down from where I live down to explore the valley and a little bit of Strawberry Valley, and over here at Ash Farm by the Animal Rescue Centre. I'm Paul from West Country Wanderings. I hope you can join me again on this channel. Please consider a like, a subscribe, a share, perhaps a comment. Particularly if you've been to this area or you've been out for country walks, wherever you live, in the UK or further afield, I'd love to hear from you. There's going to be plenty more content coming up on West Country Wanderings, but I'd love to hear from you if you'd like to explore a particular area in Devon and Cornwall. If maybe you live further away from this part of the world and there's a particular part of it you'd like me to cover, please drop me a comment below on the website. Thanks again, and I'll bid you adieu for now. Until next time, dear viewer, look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care of yourselves. All the best. Bye bye.